cool. I met him.
He's a really nice guy. Yeah, he's really cool. Is he a mentor to you, a tutor?
I think a lot of my teammates are. I mean, that's why you join a team to become a better player, mentality-wise and everything. And also being here at the Root House, it's really helped me be a better player.
That's good. So now we are loaded into the game and talking about Root Gaming in the 11 o'clock position. It is, as the yellow Circ player for Root Gaming, it is Lord Petraeus. Lord of the Underground and all things dark.
And spawning in the 5 o'clock position of Preon Terraces is one of my favorite Zergs. Sidestorm's NoRegreT.
One of the up-and-coming players in North America.
Yeah, and he's done really well in Legacy.
Yeah, he's been up-and-coming for 3 years, so this is about...
It's his breakout point.
This is the breakout. No, but seriously, in Legacy of the Void, he's been doing a lot better than in Heart of the Storm. He's always been at the top of the ladder, but I would say the ladder in Legacy of the Void and in NA is a little bit more competitive than it was in Heart of the Storm.
He plays NA and EU. I think he's top GM on each.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And actually going for a really quick gold here. A little bit risky.
Happen.
Yeah, I think it's a little risky, but I like it. I mean, Petraeus is going, or they're both going for gas pools. Or no, actually, Petraeus went for a gas pool. And NoRegreT also, but a much later gas. So Petraeus will have the option to be aggressive, and this is one of the ways that you can punish the gold base. Because his gas is going to be like, actually not that far ahead, maybe like 20 gas ahead. And that's going to give him a small timing window where he could have Banelings and NoRegreT may not. Or he might catch him morph in the Banelings. And also because NoRegreT is taking the gold base as opposed to his natural, Petraeus might be able to... take advantage of that by circumventing the gold base and hitting more places at once, right? So, yeah, we'll see how NoRegreT deals with that. Of course, on the bright side for NoRegreT, his income will be significantly higher than Petraeus, even with similar amounts of drones. And I think that Petraeus pretty much has to try to put pressure on here.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after scouting the gold. You can't just let that go...
uncontended.
Uncontenders, especially if you took that early of a gas. So I expect Petraeus here will play his role kind of thing and just try to go for the Link Bane aggression
as we see the Baneling nest.
Yep. We'll see how NoRegreT chooses to answer that. And then meanwhile, if we look at the income tab, we see that NoRegreT is already pulling a little bit ahead despite having less workers. And of course, that is the effect of the gold base working in his favor.
But they're pretty much doing the same build. It's just NoRegret's going to have this economy behind it.
Yeah, NoRegreT is going to be the defender almost no matter what because, he's in a position where if he retains his gold base, he's going to be better set up to go into the mid game. Petraeus actually only has 2 queens, by the way, and he pulled them both to the front, which I really like, but it's going to end up backfiring.
Yeah, he's playing the player.
He actually went for 3 queens. Never mind that. So, yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, it seemed like he was playing the player kind of like maybe giving out wrong information. While NoRegreT with a nice overlord is gonna be able to spot this Banelings. Doesn't morph in time. And Petraeus very smartly canceling the second one, as it was never gonna do anything other than get killed by a single circling and a queen potentially, or even just the queen.
I think this is the first game I've seen NoRegreT not morph a Baneling yet. In the first 4 minutes, he's going to go for a Roach Warren instead. Like the first game I've ever seen him. So wow.
So yeah, that's a little bit more of a defensive build, anticipating that Petraeus might go for early pressure. And Petraeus is actually the one going for the spine, and that's a little bit odd because why is he in a defensive position when his economy is a little bit worse than his opponents, right? Maybe he's anticipating that NoRegreT being the player that he is.
It's going to be aggressive.
Yeah,
like non-stop aggression.
Especially that, but no, NoRegreT is actually playing it safe. He's actually going for the Roach Warren, and he's in no rush to do damage to Petraeus. So Petraeus himself is going for a Roach Warren as well. He is ahead in supply, but that's mostly because of units. If we look at the drone count, Petraeus is actually at 38 workers, so that's not too bad at all. That's going to make it so that he's on 2-base saturation, and when that happens, you're actually ahead in income regardless of your opponent having the gold. So up until NoRegreT takes a 3rd base, he's not going to be mining, as much as Petraeus is. So Petraeus doing pretty well for himself
this run by.
and knowing the game well enough to you know go ahead and be like, okay, you have the gold. Well, that's too bad. I'm just gonna make more drones than you and stay defensive. So now we see a little bit more of
and just see the
why he made that spine, right? NoRegreT also ahead in upgrades, and this queen is very brave. Now Petraeus is moving across the map, and this is the right thing if NoRegreT was going for Aspire. Now all Petraeus has seen out of NoRegreT is circlings, so it's fair of him to move out on the map. But NoRegreT in the middle of the map is already ready to meet him with a bunch of roaches. Petraeus has 5 in production and has a spine crawler up the ramp. He needs to get those queens on creep. They're really important here, and the spine is actually moving out to help defend that goal. He really wants to hold that. He has a transfuser or 2 available, or will have a transfuser or 2 available during these fights. So this is looking pretty good for Petraeus. And again, once he actually gets that gold situated, then he's gonna be able to saturate it, and he doesn't need to make as many drones as NoRegreT. And as time passes by and NoRegreT's gold gets actually mined out, he's gonna be in potentially a lot of trouble.
But NoRegreT he's going for upgrades though, and Petraeus, yeah, he's going. Yeah, he doesn't have an Evo chamber. He's building it right now.
Yeah.
And is NoRegreT gonna, with this Hydra then, he's gonna go straight into lurkers?
Yeah, definitely for lurkers here. No reason to get a Hydra then. Otherwise, those veiling hits were pretty good actually. And that was a micro. NoRegreT. Now he really needs this veiling to hit Petraeus. That is making the links reposition here and there. And also NoRegreT. I'm not sure why he took that engagement in the first place, because he had a roach speed, so he could have always retreated. Where Petraeus couldn't. Like, Petraeus' lair wasn't even close to finishing, so
maybe
really there was no reason for him to take that engagement, especially because he was going for he was the one going for lurkers, right? Yeah. So if you're going for lurkers, there's no reason for you to be out on the map or be aggressive. And even if you are, he had the roach speed and the circling speed, so he could have easily retreated to a defensive position where he's gonna have defender's advantage and try to push his tech advantage with the lurkers.
I think he was so dead set on lurkers that when his army got crushed right there, he was just like, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to where I want to be.
Yeah, what I'm saying is he should have just retreated, right? So, I don't know, a little bit early of a GG as well for NoRegreT, I guess, but crap happens. Maybe I didn't see the production tab. Maybe he already had Hydras in production, which would have kind of spelled good for him, because Hydras will not trade against roaches unless they have
they have a buffer.
Like exactly, like Hydras do much more damage than roaches, but roaches on a one-on-one will crush Hydras simply because they are much tankier, so they will stay in the fight a lot longer. So
yeah, I think he could have stayed in a little bit longer.
In the game,
just to feel it out.
Yeah, definitely. So Petraeus, Lord of the Underground, will be taking a 1-game lead.
I believe. Thank
you very much, guys, for watching. By the way, it's been, I think we have more viewers than we expected for sure, and we're really happy about that. So our sponsors, so do check them out and give them a bunch of love, so we can host more of these.
They're fun.
Yeah, they're sick. And oh wow, Arena. I have this map super vetoed.
It's only been not vetoed once before, but it was game 3. We didn't make it that far.
Wow, so this map apparently has only not been vetoed once in the entire tournament. It is a different map, and I can see what. No, I can't see what Blizzard was thinking. Yeah.
Bring back Scrap Station.
Yeah, right. like it's like a worse version of Scrap Station almost. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, and in mirror matchups, it's great, I guess, because
only mirror though.
Yeah, only mirror. Otherwise, it's just a kind of a weird map.
But spawning in the bottom position, representing Psystorm, he needs to win this game. It is the Red Zerg player, NoRegreT.
And in the top left, as the yellow Zerg representing Root Gaming and rocking the coolest jersey in the market, it is Root Gaming's Petraeus, Lord of the Underground and all things dark. Going for a hatch pool, probably a gas to follow that up fairly quickly after. If we don't see a gas for a while, we could pretty much expect potential for...
Are we in the game?
Yeah, we're in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the preview.
Oh, okay.
It's a preview.
I was just checking, just to make sure. We didn't want retos in chat.
Okay. Okay,
Sorry,
Taylor.
did I just destroy your mood?
You just destroyed my mood.
I'm
so
sorry.
Petraeus going for a pretty late gas for the most part, and NoRegreT going for a very aggressive opener. In a map where the rush distance is the closest ever, I really like this build for him. Now, Petraeus' thought process here might have been that, you know, because we are gonna scout each other with overlords so fast, I really doubt that you're gonna go for an early pull. And NoRegreT's thought process is, by the time you scout me with your overlord,
It's
like,
too late.
you know, if you decide for a hatch first, it's a little bit too late. So, regardless, Petraeus canceled the gas very smartly. Now, the reason you want to cancel the gas against an opener like this is especially if your gas is late, you're never gonna get to use the gas defensively.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just gonna hinder your ability to stop the push because you won't be able to get as many or you won't be able to get as many links, queens, spines, which will actually come out in time to try to defend an attack like this. So Petraeus smartly also pulling 2 drones, committing a little bit more to the defense of the hatchery, and NoRegreT, however, has banelings on the way. Petraeus really just wants to buy time for this queen to come out, and it will. But and he also has a couple spines in the high ground, so that's gonna help. But NoRegreT with the banelings, I don't know. Petraeus, I think that he should have tried to trade a little bit earlier with the links. A decent shot from the baneling. Oh, and a wasted shot from the second baneling from NoRegreT actually. So. I mean, NoRegreT needs to end the game here. And actually, that queen not falling is not helping his case. And the spine might buy enough time for Petraeus to stabilize. It's hard to say. NoRegreT really needs additional banelings as there are no queens out for Petraeus. One is about to pop up. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be enough. He still has a spine on the high ground, and that's going to help. He can almost forfeit this base, and it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world as he has 4 more drones than NoRegreT has. But he hasn't made that decision yet. And yeah, again, like gasless is his best shot at holding this, and that's simply because, you know, no gas units are gonna pop out in time to actually help out. Wasted baneling by NoRegreT once again, but it may not matter. Petraeus forced to pull drones, and apparently, like, this is gonna be too much, and he's gonna force to GG, I think. Good micro from Petraeus on the drones, but still, like, he has no wind speed, he has no queens. There's just nothing they can do at that point. So, well executed strategy,
NoRegreT
well
style.
thought out. NoRegreT style indeed. NoRegreT.
I mean, you gotta respect it because he does not play on barcodes, so people know who he is when they play against him. And even though they know who he is and how he plays, he still wins.
Sure.
Yeah. So you gotta like respect the style. Like a lot of people think like he's just a cheesy Zerg, but if you know he's cheesing and you still die to it, like you can only blame yourself. So that's why I love NoRegreT. And plus, he's a really cool guy.
Yeah. I think the argument to be made in like a position like this is if you know, if your opponent just goes full first, he loses. So I don't know, like it's a coin flip, you know?
Yeah,
like,
because he does bring out greed now.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is it's the type of strategy that will win you games against better players than you are and lose you games against worse players than you are.
Oh yeah.
So like that's why it's like,
DNA way.
it's usually associated with like, oh, you know, like that's not good. It's like this like similar reasons for which Arena is a map design that I don't like. It's not that I don't like it because it's different. Like I love different. I'm all for different. But when a map is designed like that, it just tends to
Like, produce great games.
Yeah, it's just coin flippy. You know, like one person will get a much better end like if one person's defensive and the other one aggressive, the defensive player will win. Now, if one player is aggressive and the other one's greedy, the aggressive player will win. If one player is greedy and the other one's defensive, the greedy player will win. So it's just kind of like, and in every matchup,
Well, when
like,
you greed, you also have to defend well too.
Yeah. So like with rush distance like that being that close on every matchup, it's just that's why you see it vetoed by so many players, right? Like
I have it vetoed.
Yeah, not a lot of people like coin flipping. Like
Yeah.
it's like what that's not, you know.
But like NoRegreT's go-to is aggression.
Oh,
And
yeah, for sure.
He
And
feels
he's good
super
at it.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
and
course.
he's super comfortable with it.
Yeah, he's
And I would say Petraeus is an all-around player. Like he doesn't mind defending. He doesn't mind being aggressive. It's whatever the situation provides. And knowing
Absolutely,
NoRegreT, like we saw last time, he just played safe. But maybe he played a little like he canceled the gas. You think he'll bring out aggression on a 4-player map?
I think 4-player maps are some of the better maps for, you know, 13, 12. But knowing that, if I was Petraeus, I would definitely go for an early pull on this map. not necessarily an aggressive early pull, but perhaps just a safe early pull. And we see that NoRegreT is going for that 14-14 by the looks of it. So he will most likely, or he will be aggressive for this. Now, I really doubt that Petraeus is going to hatch first on this particular map against NoRegreT.
Isn't it like an auto lose if it's cross spawn because you can't scout it? He would only have to assume that it's a 14-14.
No, not necessarily. I mean, if you take some precautions and go pull first, then you can hold things like this. A lot of people think that it's too strong a build. I personally don't. I think that you can hold it. Now, this is one of the better maps for it because it's a 4-player map. So like you said, like if it doesn't get scouted, it's much more difficult. And look at this Petraeus actually with the drone scout, yeah. But you know, going hatch first, I don't know. I don't like it. I wish he had to go pull first. You know,
play safe. Don't die in the early stages.
Yeah, this is one of the better maps for this kind of play. And I like that he is scouting cross map, as you know. Otherwise, the overlords should give him a heads up as to where his opponent is. But yeah, NoRegreT's already got 6 links on the way. We'll see how Petraeus answers to this. On the bright side, he is cross positions, so that's gonna give him time to potentially react a lot better than last game. So we'll see what happens here. He is mining gas, however, which he might just decide to take the drones off the gas and just focus on economy, or maybe drop a Baneling Nest first, since he's already mined that much gas, right? I would not like to see Petraeus go for speed, and it is gonna. Oh no, that's actually NoRegreT's Baneling Nest. Yeah, actually, the pull for Petraeus is not even done yet. So another thing is Petraeus had no reason to give out the information of where he was with his drones. He could have run towards either of the other sides and just hope that NoRegreT didn't send his first overlord to that side. And then, you know, the drone would have been chased to the wrong location. So
now, is the problem that both bases, like that ramp, there's no, like, the creep spread between both bases is almost non-existent. So it's harder for queens to maneuver.
Yeah. And also it's a very wide open natural, so it's almost guaranteed to die because the faster links will have a lot easier of a time maneuvering in such an open map. Now, I wouldn't mind, like, Petraeus needs to just trade here, even if it's not a good trade. Like, I don't like... Oh, but he's making a Baneling Nest, so that makes a little bit more sense. But still, I don't like that he's not trading with those links, because NoRegreT will have the earlier Banelings, which means once the Banelings are out, it doesn't matter if you have a ton of links or a medium-sized amount of links. They're still not going to be able to engage your opponent's links, right? So, because, you know, the Banelings sold them out as NoRegreT is doing. So, oh, that's game. Well, Kaput.
Dot.
Yeah, that was exciting. What a game. So Petraeus reacting well with the Baneling Nest, given that he was already mining the gas. The Baneling Nest first was definitely the right call, and those Banelings were just magical, exactly at the right time. Unfortunately for NoRegreT, it was also cross position, so he didn't have a lot of time. Like, if it was closer positions, he would have been able to, I think, at least go up the ramp. Yeah. So it could have been a completely different game.
But good job from Petraeus, though.
Yeah, very, very well done by Petraeus. Still, I would have preferred a pull first build, but
yeah,
you know, like that was a little bit of luck and a little bit of.
I mean, that's what's even like mirror matchups have a little bit of a luck factor in them.
I mean, it depends, because like you can just go for the safer build and not fall like that far behind.
Yes.
And also, like, it's NoRegreT, right?
Yeah.
Like he should be expecting something like that.
I'm pretty sure they play on ladder quite a bit.
Yeah. So yeah, we have only one more match to go, guys. It is